this is O.G.Starwars, your Legends girl trying to make it in this discounted world, and today we are going to go ahead and cover how Disney is changing the timeline in Star Wars for the Rise of Skywalker. So let's get into a little bit of this news here. I'm reading off the article that is from comicbook.com, and this article is by Spencer Perry, and I'm not going to show it here. I'm just going to read from my laptop here as I report. For the expanded world of Star Wars lore, there has always been one point in the road that has functioned the same way for its calendar as we have one here on Earth. Just as the Gregorian calendar divides itself to BC and AD, the Galactic Standard Calendar of Star Wars divided itself from BBY to ABY. Abbreviated means before the Battle of Yavin. I usually say battle before Yavin, but that's the correct term. And after the Battle of Yavin. The integral third act of the original Star Wars became the linchpin of mapping out the entire galaxy far, far away. With this just released Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, Lucasfilm has made a pretty major change in the reading of the calendar but we have a way for you to update your records on Wikipedia. Of course, Wikipedia always is there to help do your research on Star Wars if you need to and you really don't want to get into the books and stuff. So that's a plus. So we'll go on with this. In the pages of the newly released Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, the visual dictionary, a new framing device of the calendar is revealing that the form of BSI and ASI, meaning before Starkiller Incident. I thought it was Scarif, but it's incident, Starkiller Incident. And after Starkiller Incident, this means that the first firing of the weapon, not the destruction of the Starkiller base from Star Wars, The Force Awakens, is now the main focal point for the calendar instead of the conclusion of A New Hope. But of course, this is that Disney wants to make it their own, and this is what we're seeing. So now the timeline is changing to reflect their movies, not the original Foundation movies. The opening introduction of the new timeline of Star Wars reads, "This is a record of history as it relates to the current galactic conflict. Events here are recorded in years relative to Starkiller Incident. The firing of the weapon that destroyed the Hosnian system, making the start of the open war against the First Order." So there we go. So we are it's rebooting even the time frame and how it's addressed now. So we see that it's not from the destruction of the Starkiller itself, but the firing of the Starkiller base weapon on the Hosnian Prime. And I find that very interesting and also a little bit, I wouldn't say misleading, but then again, you know, especially avid EU fans just like myself, this takes a whole new twist on understanding, and I will still refer it to the original timeline that I grew up with. So my warning to you. So even when I compare and contrast between the two lores, Disney's lore and the original lore or EU, I will still refer back to ABY and BBY to make sense of that. And so again, it's parting ways with Legends as well, because Legends will still has the ABY and BBY. All right, so let's find my place here. Because the events of The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi take place in succession, both are listed in 0. So it's going back to 0 now. Okay, so now we're getting into it. So 0 was A New Hope. Now 0 is basically those two movies where they start. And that is very, very interesting for the fact that they are now wanting full focal point on their movies, taken away from the foundations of the original movies that we see with A New Hope. A simple formula of converting anything on the Galactic Standard Calendar, anything on the BB and ABY scale into a new calendar is this, is the year listed BBY, add 34 to it. Is the year listed ABY, subtract. So now we got to do homework to figure that out. So everybody keep your novels close to you that has the timeline and just stick to that. It makes more perfect sense to that, other than this whole new reboot of even the timeline. For me, it does, at least, and I recommend you guys as well, if you follow the timelines. And when I recommend books, I'm still going to refer to ABY and BBY. To make this even more confusing, there are even more calendars used in the galaxy far, far away, including the CRC dating system, and revealed in 2018 Star Wars Scum and Villainy case files on the galactic most notorious, and the Lothal calendar, as referred to as Star Wars Rebels calendar. All right, so it just looks like Disney Lucasfilm is a clusterfuck. That's all I'm gonna say with that, a clusterfuck, because this is all of theirs. This is not Legends at all. When you look at the date, 2018 Star Wars Scum and Villainy, and the Rebels. So we will not attempt to create a formula for these, because you already just screwed shit up as it is. That's all I have to say with that. Yeah. Okay. So there you have it, you guys. So now you're going to see a reboot of how the galactic standard years are noted. Used to be, it goes all the way to 0 to A New Hope, which basically follows Anakin's Chosen One timeline and the New Hope Luke was. So we went from the fall of Anakin, the birth of the twins in 19 BBY, all the way up to when Luke was came into action, 0 ABY, and his transformation as a Jedi, and the rebels coming in and defeating the Empire. And so basically the 0 ABY basically is the beginning of the fall of the Empire. And we don't see that no more, because now the focus is on the First Order. So what do you guys think about this? What do you think about this ASI and this BSI? This BS, right? So comment below, let me know how you feel about this, and please let's expand in conversation and get this going on thoughts. And if you're okay with it, that's fine. I'm fine that you're okay with it. If not, please share below, like and subscribe. You guys have a great day, and may the Force be with you.